Global alchemist and intuitive astrologer Laura Eisenhower comes to Sedona for a spiritual journey in the Red Rocks. Please join her as Sedona tour guide Marc Griffin and Laura lead us into some of the most powerful vortexes right here in the magical, mystical paradise of Sedona, Arizona. Enjoy their discussion.
Hello there, Laura Eisenhower here. I'm joined with Marc Griffin, who happens to be a tour guide in Sedona. He's actually been a tour guide for 26 years, and I'm thrilled to be co-creating this experience with him in Sedona, Arizona, September 30th, all about activation, all about the powerful energy in Sedona. So welcome, Marc. Thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you for inviting me into this experience and event. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to not just participating, but revealing how, in a sense, the influences of Sedona that have been legendary now can affect people in a very positive way. How the effects that they experience here can also have an extended projection into other people that they're associated with. And the old saying, as you make a change within yourself, you're changing the collective in some small way.
Right. So 26 years, you must have, seen a lot of
changes. Quite honestly, the placement of Sedona on everyone's map. When I first moved here, very few people knew about it, and now everyone seems to know about it. And what's the reason for that? Maybe it's because it's meant to be a location where those who are seeking or those who are realizing the importance of the times that we're in have a place to go to contribute in some small or great way with what they're allowing to be transmitted through them. And with that experience, with that reconnection, if you will, with the Earth Mother as a source of universal energy, they, of course, can transcend and spread it out and to everyone they interact with, and like a building block for the evolutionary change that we all know we're going through. We have to go through it.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier about how the very powerful vortex sites all over the planet, like Stargate areas, vortex areas, usually have, built monuments, but Sedona is different in the sense that it's the land. So can you talk a little bit about the power of the land and just...
Yeah, think about standing on like a fusion generator, whatever that would be like in our perceptions, but you can access just by being in a still, quiet, aware place that you're part of source and that you're connecting with the source of what's beneath the land here, which is the Earth Mother source. And she's being, of course, influenced and upgraded by universal sources, including our sun. And it's just this constant flow and transmission. And we're the key component for the evolution of the planet and of humanity. And so it's an opportunity for people, not just their in personal growth, but to contribute. And many of the instances and effects that happen here for people are just that they seem to speed up their timeline of, I'll call it their karmic debt, their karmic experiences. So instead of having them spread out for years in their life, they could visit Sedona in a week and maybe go through 10 years of what it would normally take them otherwise. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. It accelerates our growth and our capacity to upgrade DNA and to also, connect into the earth and the divine template within ourselves. And that's what I present about a lot in the talks that I do around the world. And that's why Suzanne invited me to do this, because she knows how passionate I am about, earth grids and how that corresponds to DNA and the activation of our chakras. And particularly in a location like Sedona, exactly what you're saying, I've been aware of this acceleration of energy that one might find, through meditation, but the power of the land in these certain power places, have a similar effect. So that's kind of what this day is going to be about. And you'll be able to give us a lot of
sites and descriptions of different spots that we go to. You can see the ley lines etched into the rock here, and the influence of the vortexes on plant life and trees. So there's kind of like an understanding that you can bypass the mind and just go into the actual experience because you're seeing it visibly. So you don't have to wonder. It's there. And Another thing about, connecting for our evolution and change is the lower six chakras that are the most important part of our whole existence for the growth to take place. And so, existing and meditating in those higher chakras isn't necessarily going to have the same impact for our own personal growth as the growth of humanity in the universe as the connection with the land here. Unspoiled land, essentially, because the city itself is limited. The development is limited. The national forest surrounds the city, and there's hundreds of acres of open land, and each area seems like a meridian point on the body. Each area has a significant signature of energy that affects you in a different way. And you could play around with it, as a person who understands the flow through themselves, as well as just activating an area that's been dormant. And clarity. Clarity comes with the quieting of the mind, which this has been shown to have neurological changes just by being on the land.
Right, and also holding the intention before you go, if there's a particular part of your being that you want healed, or your physical body, right? So with
That's
that,
really important. Coming here with the intention, and then once you're on the land, once you're in that place, just letting it happen.
Oh, that's amazing. So I'm really excited to do this with you, because we'll get into all sorts of stuff. I mean, this ascension window is such a powerful time, on top of the fact that we're going to be in such a profound location. Is there any stories you want to tell us about some of the experiences you had before we close, or anything else you want to share?
Too many experiences, really.
Right, I know. It's like, what a question.
Yeah, no, it'd be very difficult, but realize, that the non-terrestrial influences that are associated with Sedona, as long as anyone's been coming here, they're directly related to what we're doing, what the growth we're experiencing, because they're sharing a collective. It's a collective unit in and of themselves. And our evolution, in some cases, like the Pleiadians, is linked with their evolution. So it's beneficial for them that we progress and, change into more of a balanced place on this planet, as you probably already know that. So that's probably one of the more interesting experiences some people may have. And the clearing of karmic patterns, much like a shamanic journey. It just is going to happen. You could just be eating or sleeping in Sedona, being affected by the electromagnetic fields here, and you're going to feel cellular change. Cellular memories are going to be brought up. So the potential for people's experiences is very vast. It's broad. And there's a saying, you could come here with intention, but no expectation.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because, when you're here, you're going to change fast. You're going to feel something. We're going to trigger each other, and collectively we're going to create something as well.
And I love the fact that the sun is in Libra. It's actually a day after my birthday, which is kind of cool. And it's a good time to utilize the energies of balance and just connecting into the earth. I mean, the earth is what is activating our ascension. It's a cosmic and earthly event. And I just have this one more question. Yeah. How did you get into this? I mean, what is your beginnings when it comes to becoming, a guide?
When you have a contract to serve humanity the way I do, and others that live here do, it's just a knowing. I started just as a Rosicrucian. I started, and then I moved into understanding the ET phenomena and actually experiencing it firsthand, and then transferring more into shamanic practice and connecting with the nature and earth and spirit, spirits of the land. So it evolved, and I actually gave myself a few years before I went public. I wanted to really, divulge myself into the whole Sedona experience, the growth, the transformation, the breakdown, where you're just facing your deepest fears and in the darkest parts of your shadows. I wanted to go through all that, and I, of course, still do, but you manage it differently the longer you're here. So, it just evolved into this. I had no idea I'd be having the impact on it that I'm having on people when I first started this. I just thought I'd start a tour company. And it's turned into more of a transformational experience than just a tour.
Definitely. Wow, I'm so glad and grateful to be doing this with you. And I have a really special DVD to give to everybody who attends that's all about whale and dolphin and dragon codes and DNA activation stuff, just as a extra gift for everybody who's going to attend. And it's so worth it. I hope folks will join us. And wow, I get to co-create this with you. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Marc. And can you tell us the name of your tour?
The business?
Yeah, just so anybody who hears this can find you if they can't come to this event.
Yeah, it's Sedona Mystical Tours, and the same name.com on the website, internet. Open every day, offer this experiences, a variety of experiences now, because there's 5 of us. And that's essentially the way I like to present it, as an opportunity to have a transformational or a transitional event while you're here, and you can build on it when you go back to your everyday lives, and a lot of people do. Just looking at it as an opportunity to experience a change.
Which ripples out and changes those around us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really the key now. As we change, then we can change others around us.
That's beautiful. Yeah, oh, that's excellent. I've been to Sedona a bunch of times, and I used to just run off to Sedona every time I was having just any kind of meltdown or issue in my life. I would just go to Sedona, and I'd go into the caves and meditate, and I would always come back a different person. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope people will feel inspired to join us September 30th in Sedona, Arizona, and I'll give the details in the comments below. And thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you very soon, Marc.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Okay, sure. Bye-bye.